Greetings, it's Mansho and Nawasha Edu, the Acoma House Initiative, culturally based counseling and consulting, bringing you the art and science of Black love culture. Hey y'all, today listen, we're going to help you, give you a simple but very profound technique that can clear the air after arguments, difficult conversations, or when things are just funky and you need some new energy. And that thing is ritual, a specific set of gestures, movements that are culturally based and bring in elemental forces. So, Nawasha, tell them about a ritual a little bit.
So that was a lot, right? What are elemental forces? Things like the effects of, water, sage, fire, earth. The elements that we learn about in school. And also the unseen forces are our, God, the Most High, the Creator, our ancestors.
Right.
Those types of things that are speaking to us at a subconscious level most of the time. So sometimes we are aware of it, but a lot of times it's subconscious. When we set up ritual, we're actually inviting that energy in to help us have conversation, resolve issues, release tensions.
Right.
And one of the reasons that this works is because it supersedes words. So by the time we're talking, we've already formulated a lot of thoughts, right? To funnel down to choose a word. As Francis Cress Welsing said, these are our thought symbols, our words, right? So by the time you say certain words, you've already kind of limited yourself by just the definition of language. When you are using ritual, you don't have that limitation. So you don't have to...
So you won't put your foot in there.
You don't have to reduce it to just this finite thing.
Right.
You can have a more expansive conversation. Sometimes not even using words at all, but many times
I like those the most.
Adding to the words that you're saying. So ritual can go a long way in that it supersedes our words and supersedes the bare minimum superficial level of consciousness.
Another thing about ritual is that ritual leaves a psychic imprint. And when we talk about the psyche, we're talking about the ancient African concept of the sahu, the transmigration of the soul, where the Greeks developed the word psyche from, right? That is the root word of psychology, psychiatry, all of those things. But it really is a ritual kind of seeds in the unconscious mind. So we have the conscious mind that we're aware of, the subconscious mind, which we were aware of at one point, and now it's kind of repressed either through protection or just filing away from processing to information. But then you have the unconscious mind. What is that? In our people, we are taught that the unconscious mind is literally the mind of God, or what we call ancestral memory. It's what's deposited in you when you're first conceived, way before you're even born. It is the knowledge of building pyramids, life on other planets, and many different things that you would not have known about in your personal, individual life, but it's in your connection to your ancestral lineage. So rituals kind of seed or unlock on that level. And this is why you see in pop culture, you can see the kids come up with a dance that they call the Harlem Shake, but then find out that dance was the Boston earthquake from 100 years prior. And then if you go back 200-300 years, even more, you see it's in Namibia and the people don't even know each other. How do we know how to do those things? Well, that's the unconscious mind, and ritual makes transformation on that level. And that's really profound because we all want transformation. We want to change from being where we are to going to a higher station, or being in a bad place to going to a good place. And so ritual helps you do that. And then the seed that you plant there blooms sometimes much later. And so unlike a word that you hope connects, and a lot of times it doesn't, the ritual connects even in a way that you may not understand. And so it kind of has a magnetism to it that draws people together. In fact, we see, working with our clients, that couples who do ritual have a much higher level of intimacy in their relationship, like by 70% or more. So that's really, really what we're looking for in the intimate relationship, but also with our children and, our family members, even our friends. We want to bring a higher level of togetherness, even in our professional pursuits. When you go to those trainings and stuff like that, I know you're a professor, you've been to them trainings before, right? Where you go to them team building exercises and stuff. They're a kind of a ritual. No, they're attempting to be a ritual. They're not necessarily cultural, but they're definitely
sometimes
unique.
They do use cultural elements again. So
yeah, they
like
do.
That understanding of we're going to all go through this thing and bond on a level that is not reading off of a paper.
Yeah,
that's not,
no doubt.
It's the other ways that we actually make connection. And it's often why those things are set up the way that they are,
right.
to be memorable, to be
right.
once a year,
Right. And people talk about them, like them or hate them. They be talking, remember that time me and John had to do and we were doing the one exercise. It actually imprints and it imprints in the psyche. So
and
yeah, you're right.
Experience again is beyond words. So of course you can articulate about it after the fact, but when you're really in there, in those types of things, it's an experience that really leaves that impression again beyond the words. And it really does make that transformation of energy and information be at that psychic level again.
Right.
Like you don't really even necessarily know how it's going to affect you until after it does. And
right.
that's actually a really good parallel to ritual, because we go through ritual so many times, but we don't always recognize that we're doing it because it's not
right.
intentional. Intentionally taught in our culture, but this is something that we have access to help us enhance our relationships, and it's time that we remember how to use it and use it intentionally.
So if you know our work, we use ritual. We have hundreds of rituals. If you have any of our books, a Coma Day book, the whole last section of the Coma Day book is the Coma Day workshop, and it's over 28 rituals. If you have a newer version, if you have the older version, it's like 50 rituals in there, which was a lot. But we like to immerse you in this concept. So we're doing a master class where we're really taking a group of people through a bunch of rituals together, and also providing them with some other pillars of communication. So if you're interested in any of the work that we do with ritual, whether it's going to be in this master class or one of the other ways we do it, reach out in the description, in the link in the description, and connect with us so we can walk you through and really show you how to transform your relationship to clumsy, difficult, and sometimes ineffective conversation to almost a magical transformation into a cultural understanding of intimacy and a bond and connection that becomes an addiction. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then get with us. So, as always, Mansho and Nawasha, Art and Science of Black Love Culture, Coma House Initiative. Get with us. Until next time, as always, greet you in peace.
Nia Coma.
Hotel.